something we did touch on a little bit is DJ Stewart, and just kind of the struggles he's been going through. I would say pretty much when they called up JD Martinez back in late April. Obviously, the playing time hasn't always been there for DJ Stewart. Sporadic at times, but to be fair, when he's in there, um, hasn't really taken full advantage of the opportunity. Obviously, he still gives you good at bats, long at bats. He draws his walks, but um, the power that we saw last year hasn't really been there as much this year. So I'm just wondering, when the Starling Marte comes back, whenever that might be towards the end of the month, maybe a little after, somewhere in that ballpark. Um, I think DJ Stewart is probably the guy to get, options sent down, whatever. But I'm curious to get your thoughts if the Mets should look for a lefty bench bat at the trade deadline. If that's a route that you think maybe the organization might take a look at going, or I'm just curious to get your thoughts because obviously DJ Stewart, when he does, I mean, he's got the power potential. We know that's a threat off the bench. It just necessarily hasn't been the threat off the bench like it was last year during his 2-month trial with the Mets.
Definitely. Still have Ben Gamel on the bench right now. So I do believe that with the trade deadline coming up, the Mets are definitely gonna look. I think Marte, if you look at it right now, will replace Ben Gamel. And but then you still uh, could replace the job Stewart is, which is a left-handed bat off the bench. I definitely could see the Mets looking there for maybe a, a lefty bat who has been solid against righty, maybe even in the minor league somewhere in another team with a guy who has a track record or doing well, veteran guy doing well in AAA but doesn't get his chance, like Luis Torrens, for example, before we got him, who was stuck in AAA. Um, yeah, I think definitely Stearns is looking. I don't think it's gonna be a guy like Jesse Winker or something like that. Maybe a little bit of a cheaper option, I would say, for a left-handed power bat off the bench. Um, but maybe it is Winker. I think Winker likes New York. I think it's personality-wise, it's a pretty good fit. I think Mets fans would love to root for Jesse Winker and his antics a little bit. So maybe that's the guy that's gonna uh, be part of it. But if I have to put my money on it, I think it's maybe a little bit of maybe a little bit more under the radar guy, so to speak.